and sisters in Christ, grace to you and peace from God and from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Amen. Lent is this time of kind of holy interruption, right? It's kind of this holy interruption in our church year, in our lives. It's this preparation for Easter. This past Tuesday, the pastors of the Heart of North Conference of the Northwest Center of Wisconsin gathered for our monthly gathering, and we were at Richland Lutheran. Our host, Lauren Barker, the host, will lead us in worship and share some reflections, maybe give a sermon. And Lauren reflected on his last 31 years of ministry and the year ahead of him leading to his retirement. And one of his reflections was, do you notice how much of Jesus' ministry happens because of interruptions? Right? How much of the stories we get are because of interruptions in Jesus' daily life? Many of them, he's by the sea. We don't know what he planned to do by the sea, but crowds usually push up to him and somebody asks something and we get this profound teaching from Jesus because the people demanded it. Not necessarily that he planned to do it, but this interruption happened, and here he is. Today's story is no different. Jesus is in the wilderness. 40 days. He's just been baptized. He goes to the wilderness. Perhaps, and granted, he's baptized about 30 years old. Right? But he goes to the wilderness maybe to reconnect, maybe to get away. If you look in Matthew's gospel, the things that happened just before this and after this, I think are things that a lot of people can relate. They're very real, human things. And so he goes to the wilderness to get away, to reconnect. And at the end of these 40 days of fasting, Satan comes to him. Knowing that he's hungry, he says, if you are the Son of God, prove it. Here's stones, eat. Turn into bread. You need to eat. Do it. You know you can. Jesus says you should not put the name of the Lord your God to test. Man cannot live on bread alone. How often have we heard that phrase? Man cannot live on bread alone. It's fairly frequent in our Christian lives. I feel like many homeless and feeding the hungry ministries use it. Not because they are giving food, but part of a food shelter ministry is to accompany people that come to them. That they don't just live off the food that is given, but the relationships that are built between the people that work there and the different organizations that support them. Man cannot live by bread alone, but by relationships that are built and those who work to put an end to the systems and causes for why these people are hungry. Then Satan takes him to the pinnacle of the temple and says, all of this can be yours if you wish. Jesus says, you should not. It's written you should not put your Lord your God to the test. Satan takes him to the highest mountain and says, look at all these kingdoms. If you will just bow down and worship me, they can all be yours. And we get Jesus saying, get behind me, Satan. How many of us, when facing temptation of some sort, have said, get behind me, Satan? It can be small, it can be big. It can be the Hershey's candy bar that you see on the counter, and you say to yourself, no, get behind me, Satan, I don't need it. Or it can be bigger. But we use that figure of speech sometimes. Yes? Anybody? People use that old get behind me, Satan thing? Right? For whatever the temptation might be. But we think of temptation in light of this story. And we think of temptation in light of our Old Testament story where Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden know that there's this tree of knowledge of good and evil, but they can't eat the fruit of it. Give me a break. Right? We were all kids, or are raising kids. You hear, don't do it. You're going to do it. Right? So they do it. That's where we get original sin. That's where sin comes from, that temptation. And we think of temptation in light of these stories. I was amazed that these kids got it. No, I can be tempted to do good. I want to say, I know you can, but don't give me that answer yet. We're not there. But when we think of temptation as this bad thing, right? For Jesus, this lesson on temptation kind of comes as this holy interruption in his life. He's just been baptized and he goes out to the wilderness. What a metaphor, right? What a metaphor for living a life as Christians. You're baptized, you're marked, you're claimed as God's own children, and then thrown in the wilderness. Don't worry, Bronson, it'll come, right? It's good now when mom and dad can give you a bottle and you fuss. But we all know that this life gets difficult. We all have, however long those 40 days of our wilderness journeys are, we all have them. Now, Lent is this holy interruption in our church year, I think. And it starts with Ash Wednesday. We all walk out of worship marked with an ashen cross on our forehead. Right? And we hear the gospel lesson on Ash Wednesday, which is the one printed in your bulletin. Beware of those who show their piety for others to see. And I always struggle with this. Like the last 2 Lents before this year, that's what I preached on. Don't just give up something for the sake of saying I gave up something. Right? Beware of your piety, beware of those who show their piety for others to see. Because it's something we struggle with. Because the gospel tells us, beware of this, yet we walk out of worship and we go home and we sit down at the computer and we turn on Facebook, or at least I did, and I saw colleague upon colleague with their picture, their selfie of their ashen cross on their forehead. And I'm thinking, we just read that we're not supposed to do this. And so we struggle with it a little bit. I had one colleague say, does actually call people out, don't you get it? Isn't that what we're doing? And at first it seems like, yes, we are saying, hey, look at me, I went to church today. Hey, look at me, I'm on this Lenten journey. It's not quite that. I read an article this week that was making its rounds, which seemed to be in the same circle of colleagues who were posting the pictures of themselves with the ash cross on their forehead. It was an article written actually by an ESPN personality, Tony Reali. Any ESPN watchers know the personality Tony Reali? Tony Reali, not reality. He hosts a show, some heads nodding, he hosts a show of sports writers that argue with each other. But he was reflecting on this thing because on Ash Wednesday, he starts his day, before going into the ESPN headquarters, he starts his day at Mass. And Tony Reali is about as Catholic as his very Italian name would have you expect him to be. Anthony Paul Joseph Reali. Right? And he just sounds Italian and Catholic, and he is. But he starts, as every Ash Wednesday, he starts at Mass, before going into work. And for 16 years, every Ash Wednesday, he hosts his sports talk shows with this ash cross on his forehead, with millions of people tuning into the Entertainment Sports Programming Network to watch. And he struggled with this. He said, because he heard this gospel text, beware of those who show their piety for others to see. He said, is that what I'm doing? He said, this year I'm giving up silence, which he found funny because his show as host, one of his powers is to mute the voices who get obnoxious. He has a mute button, right? You nodded your head. When the opinions that one of the writers is sharing is getting off track, he just deems incredibly wrong, he mutes them. And they lose a point. How many of us wish we could do that? Right? Not right now. But he mutes the differing voices. And he says, this year for Lent, I'm giving up silence. I'm giving up my silence instead of just muting those differing voices. And then he goes beyond just saying that. And I'm going to share some of this article because it's fascinating. It's that he shares that same struggle. And if you're on Facebook this morning, I shared it on my personal and on the church page. Said, read it. It's a valuable article to read because it talks about our lives as Christians today. He says, I struggle with the publicness of the ash. I was rolling in the people laughing when this year's gospel started with beware of practicing your piety before others in order to be seen by them. Isn't that what I'm doing when I get the ash in the afternoon and go on TV a few hours later? Could I not go to Mass after work? I'm still not sure I have answers to those questions. I want viewers to see an authentic version of me, and on this one day, that includes the ash. Which brings me back to my silence, this vow of silence I'm giving up for Lent. I thought at this moment, I do it probably one day. Think about those who are questioned about their faith every day. See, because that's what the ash cross does. If you get at the start of the day and you go about your life, people are going to at least say, well, I know that person's Christian. Right? It's the one day out of the year where the mark that we all share is visible. People are going to know on Ash Wednesday that you are Christian because they're going to see that mark. But he says, think about those who are questioning about their faith every day. Those who are demanded to answer for their faith every day. Those who are threatened because of their faith every day. Or more to the point, think of those whose beliefs and life are prejudged and silenced every day because of their ash is a hijab or turban or yarmulke, or a passport that has a foreign birth country. We all have these marks of what we believe. And he talks about growing up, going to Catholic school. He says, if the Christian brothers and Jesuits taught me anything, it's that you can't have apprehension without challenging your beliefs. That's just the money line right there. You can't have apprehension without challenging your beliefs. Duh, we're different. But instead of seeing that different and hitting the mute button, it's okay to let your beliefs be challenged a little bit. Educate, question, challenge, re-educate, re-question, re-challenge. If that's true for one's personal faith, isn't it also true of capital F faith? Isn't that what Pope Francis is doing right now? He's opened a window and let fresh air into the room. He goes on to talk about the different churches that he's been a part of in the different cities that his career at ESPN has brought him to. And he talks about when he was stationed in D.C. And the church he went to, I became a parishioner at a church that changed me forever, St. Augustine's in Northwest D.C., the mother church of Black Catholics. It was a jaw-dropping experience for me. Father Pat and Father Paul spent Sunday after Sunday talking about being Catholic today, right now, this second. They talked about being a Catholic whose feet were on the street. That was the name of one of their ministries for helping the homeless. Feet on the street. Being the community outreach group to homeless people. They talked about Trayvon Martin, whatever else was in the news. I was in a church that was so current, a parish that put its heart outside of its body for all to see. I can't imagine there's a parish anywhere with more voice. Realizing faith and spirituality can have that type of current voice is a powerful thing when you consider where we are in the world today. The Catholic Church is no different from any other world religion in the constant need for fresh air. I consider it a necessary challenge for all religions and value systems. How do you reevaluate and remain open-minded as the world thankfully progresses? What happens if it feels like the world isn't progressing the way it should? Now, I'm not naive enough to think we all agree on all topics, right? But we got differing opinions in this very room. Differing opinions about how we should respond to what we're hearing right now. We'll get nowhere if we push the mute button. What happens if it feels like the world isn't progressing the way it should? Trying to answer that last question is like hugging smoke. But I think I know how I want my answer to start, by not being silent. Change starts with voices. Those voices might be sparked by anger. Maybe we have to allow for that. But they can't only be anger. What if the voices come from empathy? What if the way to move forward is by staying engaged with other people and putting our feet on the street? What if we saw people as the human beings they are, not the scarf on their head, country on the passport, or ash on their face? These are the questions I find myself asking. Questions that should not be silenced. These are important questions. Each and every one of us, no matter what our religion is, has a mark. Now, as Christians, as Lutherans, our mark isn't visible. It's visible one day out of the year. One day out of the year, the mark that we all share is visible. Maybe we're lucky. Maybe we're lucky that every day out of the year, people don't question us and say, well, that person has that cross on his forehead, but we're sure not acting like it. Maybe we're fortunate. We need to remember that we all share a mark. Whether we're Christian, whether it's our Jewish neighbors or Muslim neighbors or whatever the difference might be. We all share this core to our beliefs that we must care for other people. And that gets back to our temptation. So frequently I find myself saying, oh, I'm so tempted to do whatever the good thing might be. And I do the other thing. I drove driving back from Eau Claire last Friday when we got all the snow. I was driving back. I actually saw a fellow clergyman appear on the side of the road in the snow fixing a flat tire. Ooh, I should stop. Ooh, I've got the kids in the back of the car. I'll keep going. There's good temptation. There is good temptation. I urge you, I beg you, I plead with you, don't be afraid of those good temptations. Act on those good temptations. It's okay to fall into temptation when the temptation's good. And don't discredit yourself if you fall into the not-so-good temptation. You still have that mark that says you are my beloved child.